General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, April 30 reveal that the latest developments unfolding right before our eyes have me leaning forward in my chair each day, heart beating a little faster, because this current wave of stories feels particularly charged with tension and the promise of major shifts that could ripple through the entire canvas. What we're witnessing isn't just isolated incidents, it's a beautifully interconnected web of confrontations, suspicions, and long-held secrets finally bubbling to the surface. And the heat coming off these storylines is undeniable. Take the renewed clashes between Carly and Lucas, for instance. These two have always shared that fiery sibling dynamic that reminds me so much of the classic brother-sister battles we've seen across the decades in Port Charles. Lately, their arguments have taken on fresh intensity, fueled by the lingering fallout from Valentine's latest maneuvers. Valentine's actions, those calculated moves that seem designed to stir up old alliances and create new fractures, have created one of those new adjustments in their relationship that feels both familiar and surprisingly raw. Carly, ever the protective lioness, finds herself at odds with Lucas over how to handle the complications Valentine has introduced. And I've watched enough episodes to sense that this isn't just surface-level bickering. It's touching deeper nerves about trust, family loyalty, and the ways past choices keep echoing into the present. In my view, as a longtime fan, this tension proves something different from the straightforward family drama we might have expected earlier in their arcs. Instead of quick reconciliation, the show is letting the strain build slowly, showing how Valentine's influence forces both Carly and Lucas to reconsider where their true priorities lie. It leaves me asking whether they'll find common ground before things escalate further. And the evidence from recent scenes suggests the answer is a thrilling no. They're heading toward a confrontation that could reshape their bond in unexpected ways, keeping us all glued to the screen. Adding to this simmering pot is Ethan, who has clearly inherited his father Luke's sharp instincts for spotting trouble. Like Luke before him, Ethan possesses that same natural vigilance that makes him such a compelling character to watch. He's grown increasingly suspicious of Sidwell's new interactions, those subtle dealings that seem innocent on the surface, but carry an undercurrent of something more calculated. Ethan's wariness isn't paranoia, it's proven wisdom born from experience. And the latest episodes have dropped enough hints to convince me that his doubts are about to pay off with one of those shocking revelations that General Hospital delivers so masterfully. Sidwell's recent moves have layered in fresh complications, and Ethan's ability to sniff them out feels like a wonderful nod to the legacy of his father while carving out his own path. This storyline differentiates itself from earlier adventure-driven plots by grounding the suspicion in quiet observation rather than high-octane chases, which makes the building pressure all the more intense. I find myself wondering if Ethan's alertness will save the day or pull him deeper into danger. And based on what we've seen, it's clear his instincts are leading straight toward a major shock that could expose Sidwell's true intentions and send ripples across multiple families. Then there's Brennan, who has every legitimate reason to feel uneasy these days, especially with Carly developing some brand new suspicions of her own. Carly's growing doubts aren't fleeting. They're rooted in the kind of careful piecing together of clues that longtime viewers like me appreciate so much. This has created one of those fresh obsessions in the narrative that keeps the emotional stakes sky high, as Brennan must navigate not only external threats, but also the very real possibility that Carly is closing in on truths he might prefer to keep hidden. Their dynamic adds such a layered tension because we've seen Carly evolve into someone who trusts her gut above all else, and Brennan's concern feels earned rather than forced. In my personal take, which might differ slightly from how some interpret these beats, this obsession highlights a deeper vulnerability in Brennan that we haven't fully explored before. It proves the show is adjusting these characters in more nuanced ways, turning potential romance or alliance into something laced with uncertainty and high drama. Will Carly's suspicions drive a wedge between them permanently, or will it force Brennan to open up in ways that strengthen their connection? The momentum suggests the former is more likely in the short term, but with Port Charles being what it is, a surprising twist could flip everything around beautifully. Lucy, bless her bold heart, has never been one to shy away from stirring the pot, and her latest decision to provoke Ava over the complicated relationship with Sidwell is pure fire. Lucy is ready to go after Sidwell directly, using her signature flair to highlight the entanglements that Ava has found herself in, and this move is setting the stage for an explosion that could light up the whole town. The way she's positioning herself to attack Sidwell isn't reckless, it's strategic, born from her own mix of protectiveness and perhaps a touch of old rivalries that never truly fade. This storyline crackles with energy because it ties together so many threads: Ava's current alliances, Sidwell's shadowy dealings, and Lucy's unapologetic personality that has entertained us for years. I've always admired how the writers let Lucy be unapologetically herself, and here it's creating one of those must-watch brawls of words and wits that remind me of the golden eras of the show. The evidence piling up through pointed glances and loaded comments makes it clear that things are about to boil over, and I love how this differentiates from past rivalries by adding layers of genuine concern beneath the provocation. It's not just about scoring points, it's about exposing truths that could protect people Lucy cares about, and the resulting fireworks promise to be spectacular. And then we come to Britt, who has been carrying a heavy secret for far too long. Now, at last, she's prepared to reveal everything, and her request for Cullum to take action to protect Rocco is injecting a powerful dose of urgency and heart into the current episodes. Britt's decision to come forward isn't impulsive. It's the culmination of careful thought and a mother's fierce love, even if expressed in her own unique, sometimes prickly way. Asking Cullum to step up for Rocco's sake ties directly into larger concerns about safety and family in Port Charles, and this revelation is poised to trigger one of those explosive new developments that reshapes relationships overnight. In my decades of viewing, I've seen many secrets explode onto the scene, but this one feels particularly potent because it connects personal protection with broader threats that have been looming. Britt's choice proves a real departure from earlier, more self-preserving arcs for her character here. She's prioritizing others in a way that shows genuine growth, and the show is rewarding that with high-stakes consequences that keep the adrenaline flowing. Will Cullum rise to the challenge and help safeguard Rocco effectively, or will the revelation bring unintended complications? The signs point toward an immediate burst of action that could pull in even more characters and heighten the drama across the board. All these threads, the sibling friction between Carly and Lucas, Ethan's Luke-like suspicions, Brennan's valid worries about Carly's obsessions, Lucy's provocative strikes against Sidwell and Ava, and Britt's impending full disclosure are weaving together into a tapestry of tension that has Port Charles feeling more alive than ever. The writers have masterfully adjusted the pacing so that each story feeds into the next, creating this wonderful sense of momentum where you can feel the heat rising with every episode. As a passionate fan who's stuck with the show through every era, I appreciate how these developments honor the history while pushing characters into fresh territory. They might not resolve neatly or quickly, but that's part of the charm that has kept me coming back for 40+ years. The new adjustments, shocks, obsessions, and explosions aren't just plot devices. They're reflections of the messy, beautiful realities of love, loyalty, and survival that make General Hospital so special. What excites me most is knowing that even more attractions are waiting just around the corner. Will Ethan's suspicions about Sidwell collide with Lucy's direct attacks in a spectacular showdown? Could Carly's doubts force Brennan into a confession that changes their dynamic forever? And how will Brit's secret revelation impact young Rocco and ripple outward to touch the lives of so many others? These questions keep me eagerly awaiting each new day, remote in hand, ready to dive back into the world of Port Charles. The canvas is hot right now, filled with compelling performances and storytelling that respects longtime viewers while welcoming new ones. I've seen enough twists to know that nothing stays quiet for long here, and this particular chapter is delivering the kind of engaging, heartfelt drama that reminds me why this show remains a beloved part of my daily routine. The passion, the intrigue, the constant promise of more, it's all here, and I wouldn't trade my front row seat for anything. Here's to many more years of watching these characters navigate their complicated lives, and to the wonderful surprises still to come. The best is definitely yet to come, and I can't wait to experience every moment of it with all of you fellow fans.